What do you do with Paddy the Baddy right now? Like, Paddy the Baddy was so surprised, like, oh, I got a ranking now. I was like, okay, first off, let me stop you right there. Why do you think you have a ranking? And the announcer said this too. And the pundits have said this too. Why are you saying he has a ranking? He does not. That is not true. As a matter of fact, even if it were, you wouldn't know because the rankings don't come out until Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., of which is tomorrow. Why do you keep saying he has a ranking? Why does he think he has a ranking? Why, if you beat number 15, do you believe you become number 15? Now, if you are going to put Paddy at number 15 because he beat King Green, then you've got to be able to tell me that you know 14 other guys that can whip his ass, or that you believe can. So I'm not arguing that I disagree that he's going to have a ranking. I don't disagree that he should have a ranking. I'm arguing, once again, against our 9 a.m. unnamed rankings committee. They don't have to do that. You could watch number 15 go down and then quickly come to you and go, yeah, he shouldn't have been there. I never should have put him at 15. Bring somebody else in. It's not just because you beat a guy, you take the guy's spot. That's the only part that, while I'm telling you it's not that way, it will be that way. So if we're going to live in unreasonable,ville, which we do as it comes to rankings, why stop him at 15? If you didn't have him at 15 to start with, then you're already making a concession that you had the wrong list. There is a concession here that you aren't great at what you do, right? You don't get to just bring him in and go, oh, he's 15 now, he beat number 15. No, it's not like that. He didn't get any better in the last few months or even in the last few weeks. So you either had a guy ranked too high to be number 15 to start with, or you had, and what I believe to be true, a guy not ranked high enough. So once you concede that you didn't do a great job, why stop at 15? Do you really believe that's where he is, or do you believe it should be 12? And you just don't have the balls to take number 12, who didn't lose, and flip-flop him with number 15, for example. And it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Those numbers matter. And we've got 3 different sets of rankings, right? You got 1 through 15, but it doesn't work that way. First off, that list should only go to 10. Why would we go to 15? It should only go to 10, but then even within 10, you've got 1 through 5. Those are the title contenders. You got 6 through 10. Those are the ones that are interchangeable mediocrities. And then you have 11 through 15. So, I'm just sharing with you, if you're admitting that you got it wrong, which you did. If you're admitting you walked the wrong guy out second, which you did. Don't be afraid to admit you got it really wrong, right? You can't really unfry that egg. So, we either got to go one way or the other, which is a resistance to the idea that Paddy becomes ranked because he beat a ranked guy. That's not true. There is no criteria anywhere that says that. And moreover, now that we know he is a top 15, are you sure we got to stop there? Because they made the same mistake with O'Malley. And I don't begrudge them for it, but they didn't have O'Malley ranked, and it was so blatantly an error that when they did rank him, they rank him number 10. That was so blatantly an error that with one win, he went from 10 to 1 and fought for a world title. The guy that was ranked number 10 yesterday is now our number 1 contender fighting for a world championship. And there was not a time in the modern era where number 10 fought for a world championship. Even on last minute notice. Sean Strickland, when he did it as a replacement, was ranked 6. You can't go all the way to 10. So now we have a concession that you guys have screwed up. We have a concession that you got him in the wrong order, but this is your chance to attempt to amend that. So I'll ask you again, do you think, if you're going to put Paddy at number 15, which everybody's saying is already done, and it's not, it doesn't even have to be done, by the way, but if you're going to do that, do you believe you know 14 guys that can whip his ass? And if you don't, then don't rank him there. And this little unnamed rankings committee that I speak about, I actually know some of them. And some of them would tell you right now, no, in fact, he's number 11. This is exactly where he should be. I know the Sport Insight, he should be number 11. Well, then why are you putting him at 15? Well, because he hasn't beaten 13, 14, or 12, and they haven't lost. I can't do that. Yes, you can. There is not a protocol. Khabib Nurmagomedov went from 2 to 1 because he asked for it. John didn't get beat. Anderson Silva went from number 4 to number 1 because Dana went to a press conference and said that's where he should be. I don't begrudge these things. I'm saying if we're going to acknowledge it to a degree, and we are acknowledging that the rankings committee was wrong. They didn't have Paddy ranked, and they did have Bobby, and there's repercussions for that. That will directly affect any sponsorship contract you have, where you're ranked at. It will directly affect your ability to negotiate when that time comes, of which was Wednesday of this last week for Paddy, who had absolutely no ranking. How's a guy with no ranking going to come in and argue anything? The hell are you going to argue when you don't even have a ranking to 15 and we shouldn't go beyond 10 anyway? So they do matter. Who walks first, who walks second has a lot to do with visualization, not to mention it's a compliment and an honor. Are you red locker room or are you blue locker room? It matters. All of these things matter, and you got it wrong. Clearly, you got it wrong. So in your attempt to fix it, before 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, which only gives this video a few hours, are you sure you only want to fix it by moving him to 15? Are you sure about that? And if number 14 or number 13 hasn't lost yet, and therefore you can't take their spot away, yeah, you can. And I think you should.